Wife abandons broke husband after startup implodes, oblivious to his $180 billion phantom kingdom. The lawyer's parka trembled like a vulture's beak over the insolvency decree, its gold nib catching the flicker of a dying fluorescent tube. James's fingertips circled the colonet stain on the teak, its shape now the exact curl of the Niger at Jebba, as if the river itself were mocking him. Downstairs in the cavernous granite lobby of the Ikoyi chambers, Chioma's laughter detonated like a fuel tanker on Third Mainland. She stood blazing in hand-beaded asoke the color of fresh palm oil, one hennaed hand clamped to the arm of a new conqueror, a private equity prince whose cufflinks were tiny gold lions. The Patek Philippe on his wrist, bought with James's last server racks, flashed every time he gestured, each glint a fresh blade in James's ribs. Chioma had orchestrated the fire sale herself, live on Instagram stories. "Cutting the deadwood, darlings. New season, new blessings." She believed the deadwood was the whole forest. James's wrist wore a 2,500 naira Casio from Idumota, its face spider-webbed from the night a danfo conductor smashed it during an argument over change. Beneath the cracked plastic, sealed with candle wax and prayer, lay a micro SD no larger than a single grain of ofada rice. On it, 24 Yoruba proverbs twisted into seed phrases, wallets in Mauritius and the Seychelles already bloated with royalties. Patents Chioma had laughed off as village boy diagrams while sipping mimosa at the wheat bucker. Drone swarm routing to outsmart Lagos traffic, solid-state cells that could run a compound for a week without any PA. A low-orbit mesh quietly siphoning uplink fees from every starling rival south of the Sahara. Her new oud, smoky, Dubai-imported, nothing like the palm oil scent she wore when they slow-danced to Fela at Unilog's Art Theatre, slithered up the stairwell and coiled round the room's harmattan dust. The ghost of Moi Moi from the cleaner's flask, and the copper tang of James's own blood where he bit in his tongue to stay silent. Through the smoked glass, he watched the prince check the Patek again, lips brushing Chioma's hair. She threw her head back. Coral beads clattered like gunfire. They were naming the unborn rainproof Vela on the spot. "Uluwajomiloju," she trilled, "because God has buttered my bread with extra margarine." The divorce papers lay unsigned, yet the future was already being carved like sacrificial ram at Eid. James's pulse hammered so hard, the Casio's second hand seemed to stutter. The lawyer cleared his throat. "Last chance to contest, Oga James. Once you signed, the receivers take everything. House in Lekki, the plot in Asaba, even the old Toyota in the garage." Everything. The word was a machete. Chioma's laughter spiked again, sharp, victorious, the sound of a woman who believed she had buried her past in a pauper's grave. James pictured her tomorrow, posting mirror selfies in the walk-in closet he had built brick by brick, caption, "New chapter, no baggage." He pictured the prince's hand sliding lower, the G-Wagon's plate already swapped to CHI-001, the estate agent in London sending VR tours of a £3.2 million duplex in Canary Wharf. He initialed the pages with a calm that felt like murder. The lawyer exhaled, half pity, half terror. "It don't finish. You are free." Free, the word tasted like fresh palm wine laced with sniper. James arose. The child screeched like a goat at the abattoir. He tucked the Casio beneath the agabada's sleeve. The chip's faint heat kissed his wrist like a secret juju. Outside, Lagos rain lashed the windows in horizontal sheets, turning the city into a fever dream of red tail lights and pure water sachets. Chioma's stiletto stabbed the marble, click, 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 toward the idling G-Wagon, its hazard lights blinking like a dying heartbeat. James took the service stairs two at a time, past the Tiger generator coughing blue smoke, past the stack of empty crates stenciled Dangote cement handle with prayer. He burst into the alley where the danfo conductor was screaming, "Enter with your change, oh, no shakara!" and slipped into the crush of bodies smelling of wet ankara and roasted corn. Let her savor the corpse. The patents were ticking bombs. 4 months until the first license payment detonated, swallowing the Patek, the G-Wagon, the duplex, and still leaving enough to buy the entire Ikoyi skyline. In a year, the Shadow Empire would list on NASDAQ through a Cayman shell already lawyered by Chioma's own uncle in the Senate. And Chioma, radiant, ruthless Chioma, live-streaming her God-did testimony, would open Vanguard to a headline screaming across the front page. Tech Phantom unmasked, 180 billion empire built by man pronounced dead in divorce court. On the rattling BRT, James pressed his forehead to the fogged window. Rain streaked his reflection into a ghost. The cracked Casio weighed less than a grain of orfada rice, yet inside it crouched an entire delta of vengeance, coiled and hissing.